Hi, I'm Jessi Musick, co-founder of the LifeWise Company, and I am so excited to talk to you today about the power of a morning routine that is right for you. What if you could create a perfect day? One of those oh so amazing days when everything just flows perfectly. I mean, you smash your to-do list, you are productive, you have a great attitude, and it seems like the universe is in harmony with all that you do. Sounds good, right? I have those days all the time. What I've learned is it's no secret to make it happen. I can have one of those days every single day, and so can you. What is this not so secret to an incredible day? It's your morning routine, right? So, a personalized morning routine gives you energy. It leaves you feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. You can generate energy to fuel your day and increase your willpower. A review of over 80 scientific studies confirms that energy and willpower are at their highest shortly after waking up. So we want to harness that and expand it to use it all day long. Decision fatigue happens when you have no routine. If you have never established habits to carry you through the first part of your day, you waste willpower making hundreds of tiny decisions that have little impact on your life. Things like shirt and pants or dress, bagel or toast, you know. Then you have impaired the rest of your day. Without a routine, it's also really easy to become merely reactive rather than proactive, or to get trapped by other people's demands for your time. You want to instead do what is truly important for you. When you wake up in the morning, your brain is still on autopilot. You're not quite fully awake just because you open your eyes. The things that you do from the first second establish how your entire day will go. That is why it is essential to create a routine that you don't have to think about, but that your body can begin doing on autopilot just as you switch your brain into awake mode. So, I wish for you to be able to show up as the best version of yourself that you can be today and every day. So personalizing your morning routine is key. And here's something else. There's no one right way to have a great morning routine. You have to have a unique morning routine that is tailored just for you. Just you, undeniably original, wonderful, and capable you. Your routine should be adjusted during different seasons of your life. The morning routine that I have now is not the same. It's not the same routine that I had as a single person living in Los Angeles. It's also not the same as when I had newborn babies. And it's also not the same as when I was a student. Repeating these methods that we are going to talk about today to optimize your morning throughout your life is key for success and happiness at every single stage. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about is how to be realistic. Let's think about when can you get up and function. When you think about setting yourself up for success, think about how much sleep you need to be at your best. Some people hit the ground running on just 5 hours of sleep, and others are zombies without 8 hours, right? So ask yourself the following questions. Are you a morning person? Maybe you're a night owl. Do you have to work the third shift? Are you a brand new parent? You want to make sure that if you say that you will get up at 5 a.m., that it is a reasonable goal for you. I have no problem just popping out of bed at 5 a.m. and getting a jump on my day. This is before everyone else is awake and the house is all quiet. I like it before it gets crazy with activity. So at one point though, my husband actually proclaimed that he was going to turn over a new leaf and get up at 5 a.m. with me so that he could get things done early the same way that I do. That lasted about a week. He's just not wired for that time of day. Neither one of us is better. Neither need is better. We just needed to know what worked best for each of us, right? He needs way more sleep than I do, and that's fine. So second, you want to establish your time frame. When I'm thinking about the time that I can spend on my morning routine, I think about the time that I know that I can reasonably get up and the time that I have to be responsible for something other than myself. What I mean by that is I know that I have to get my little kids into their school Zooms at 8:25 every morning. I know that they can do it themselves, but I also know that I need to be free to help them if there's a problem. So I know that waking up at 4:30 or 5 is just fine for me. I know that I am functional at that time of day. So I know that I have 3.5 to 4 hours in the morning to complete all the things that I want to do in my morning routine. Okay? So you have to be aware of the amount of time that you can give to your morning routine before deciding what will be in it. What time frame do you begin to work? What time will someone else require your attention? Like maybe children or a regular commitment, okay? Think about this also. If you are not responsible for anyone else or to anyone else for anything outside of your control, then you're going to need to choose a time for yourself. If you leave your schedule open-ended, this leads to a false sense that you have all day or that you can be productive just because, right? That's not realistic. What we are talking about here is establishing a plan so that you can have success. Know your time frame and be realistic. Okay, so number 3, we are going to brainstorm. I want you to make a list of all the components in your best days, all the things that make you feel good. You know what makes you feel fantastic. So don't limit your list to just things that you already do in the morning, right? The idea here is to open up your mind to new possibilities and to help you set yourself up for a successful day. So in a brainstorming session, no response is wrong. To begin with, you can list everything that ever makes you happy. Okay, so on my happy list are lots of things that are not on my morning routine. Things like journaling, yoga, hot tea, writing, vacations, planning things, decorating, talking to my kids, planning parties. Of course, all those things are not in my morning routine, but some of them are. And it's never a bad idea to have a list of things at the ready so that you can have a reference on a tough day, right? Now that you have a big list, the next step is to get down to what you will include in your morning. We're going to narrow it right down, right? So my morning list looks more like this: a grounding routine, yoga, journal, I include gratitude in that, hot tea, vitamins, shower, getting dressed, makeup, tidying something, and of course, LifeWise Daily, right? So you're gonna start with your extensive list and try things out and see what works. Then, number 4, you're going to learn to make decisions in advance. In the morning, we are highly susceptible to decision fatigue. That is the fatigue that happens when you are absolutely exhausted from making a long string of decisions. You might not feel it here, but your brain knows, and then you start making bad decisions. In other words, the more choices you need to make, the worse you're going to be at making those choices. So, don't waste all your good decision making on things like what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, things like that. Plan. The night before, decide your outfit, plan your breakfast, anything you can choose in advance. This strategy will keep your brain fresh and capable further into the day. Number 5, do not hit snooze. When you decide the best time for you to wake up, don't hit the snooze button. That snooze button sends a signal to your brain that you have already failed at your first goal of the day. The next task that your mind must undertake then is to decide whether to hit that snooze button again or not. There's no clear signal about getting up and getting out of bed. Make getting up the routine. It becomes effortless when snooze is off the table. So, instead of hitting snooze, try the 5-second rule. This is a strategy that comes from Mel Robbins. She discovered that the 5-second rule moved her to take action. I use it for everything. It is a super simple approach that works. When you have an impulse to achieve something like getting up, if you want it, you must physically move toward it quickly, or you talk yourself out of doing it. In the case of the snooze, okay, let's say you want to get up, you've decided to get up, and the snooze is very tempting. To move quickly, you simply count down backward from 5 at the moment you have the idea. So, alarm goes off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you get to 1, you do what you need to do. No thinking about it. You just do it. So when your alarm goes off, you count down, you throw the covers off and get up. Number 6, morning grounding. The first few seconds that you are awake are incredibly important. The first hour determines your ship's course for the day, and the first few seconds determine whether your ship leaks. None of us wants to spend the day continually plugging leaks as stress spews in at us, right? So stop the flow of that stress by preventing it with intentional soul work. This process is short and it looks like this. The alarm sounds, you reach over and turn it off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 covers off. Deep breath. Recognize the first thing you see or think of and be grateful for it. Set an intention for the day and put your feet on the floor. It takes about 10 seconds to ground yourself for the day. Okay? So early morning is an extraordinary time of day. The air is still. It has a particular glow. The birds are singing. All of nature is getting ready for a new day. Your nervous system can respond the exact same way to the morning that all of nature responds, ready for renewal. That deep breath, it's a powerful moment. Often, we really don't think about breathing. We just do it. But thinking about it brings you energy. And gratitude makes you happier and more resilient. People who routinely practice gratitude experience more positive emotions, feel energized, sleep better, and express more compassion and kindness, and even have more functional immune systems. It can change your entire life. When the first decision that you make each day is to see or think of something that you are grateful for, you create an opportunity for your entire day to be on a positive course. What we are talking about here is a small thing. The first thing you notice, like the way the light shines through your curtains, or the way that your partner breathes while they sleep, right? Maybe even the bird outside the window, the carpet under your toes, anything. Just be aware of something good and be thankful that you get to experience it. So, the last part of this is setting an intention for the day. Setting an intention for your day is not the same as having a goal. I define intention as purposeful awareness of how you want to experience something. It's about how you want to act, also how you want to feel. So in the first few seconds of the morning, I have found that it is incredibly powerful to state my intention for the day in an area. For example, I want to be a patient mother, or be an attentive wife, or I want to be cheerful in my daily tasks. Setting that intention for the day first thing becomes the phrase that repeats itself in my head throughout the day. Just choose one each morning. It sets you up for a joyful day before you have the opportunity for any negativity to creep in. Feel the floor under your feet. Put your feet on the floor. This is not just an act of throwing your legs off the side of the bed and dragging yourself to the bathroom. I mean, put your feet on the floor and consciously think about how they feel and how the floor feels under them. You are bringing awareness to your body and the space that you take up into your conscious mind, and that is a mighty tool for reducing anxiety. Be conscious of the way your feet feel on the floor. Okay, number 7, experiment. Think of your new morning as a clean slate. You get to build exactly what you want in your perfect morning routine. It is just as unique as you are, okay? So I encourage you to create a checklist or a schedule until you have finalized your plan and have made your new routine a habit. Take out a blank sheet of paper or dry erase board. We know I love dry erase, and write out what you want to include. Be sure that you include the things that you already do that are good or necessary, like we have to get dressed, we have to shower, you need to eat breakfast, right? But also add in those things that bring you joy. Experiment, see what works best for you. You decide what makes sense for your life, your personality, your goals, your desires, and your circumstances. Your morning routine is simply a set of habits that you choose. Remember also, it takes about 30 days for something to become a habit. So when you go back to analyze this, your analysis should be for more than a day. Could you give it a real test run? Try it for a month. See how you feel incorporating different things into your morning. When you find what works for you, you will be happier, more productive, and thankful that you did it. You deserve to have great mornings. So show up for yourself and grow. And thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to connect with me on social at the LifeWise Co., both on Facebook and Instagram, because we know that a joyful tomorrow starts with a connected today. Until next time, show up and grow.